Competition is in our nature. The deeply rooted desire to be among the best was always essential for survival. In our digital age, the focus of competition is shifting to esports. That is, playing video games professionally. Today, esports is one of the fastest growing markets, attracting over 1 billion gamers in the next 5 years. Esports is a step away from becoming the #1 sport of the future. But what's stopping it? Insecurity and fraud. Non-payments and lack of security are a key concern, even on a professional level, more so for amateurs. Market fragmentation. There is no single point of entry to the market, which makes it hard to sign sponsorship contracts, sell media rights, or do any business in esports at all. No business tools. Millions of gamers are struggling without tools for creating teams, recruiting players, or otherwise managing and monetizing their evolution. DreamTeam, an infrastructure platform and payment gateway for esports and gaming that can solve all the existing problems and help esports become the #1 sport of the future by providing a secure payment gateway to provide full security of all transactions, prize money payouts, players' salaries and transfers, sponsorship and advertising deals or media rights sales, everything based on smart contracts. An all-in-one network to connect all of the market players under one roof and act as an entry point for esports and competitive gaming. A way of bringing esports to the masses by providing all necessary tools for esports mass adoption to ultimately unlock a $50 billion market. DreamTeam Token is the one and only intra-currency for all financial transactions, sponsorship and advertisement payments, player salaries or transfers, prize money payouts, media rights sales, or any other services. DreamTeam Beta is live. Over 300,000 users registered in just 3 months, and Phase 1 token sale was successfully completed in December, raising $6 million hard cap. Join the DreamTeam Token Sale Phase 2 to invest in the #1 sports of the future.
Hello guys, my name is David Braun. We're going to talk together today about with the CEO and the founder of the project DreamTeam, Alexander Kokhanovsky. We're going to speak briefly about some questions that I have, because I'm not a cyber gamer, but I'm going to join since today. My son plays a lot, heavily, and we're gonna collect also questions from you. You just write it down in the comment section of this translation. After 15 minutes, we're gonna read it over, and you have a direct opportunity to ask directly Alexander about all questions that you might have. Alexander, hello. Today in Kiev is a great weather, and I hope that you enjoy it. And please, some of the people on the channel know about you, but some of people don't know about you. Please, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's a great weather after this freezing cold for a couple of weeks, and right now we have a much more better weather and locked and loaded. So my intro is really short and brief one, but I think it's really simple from the other hand. I spent 50% of my life, it's 17 years on the esports market. Yeah, wow. I've started late 90s as an amateur player, then was semi-professional player, then early 2000 professional player in Counter-Strike, participating in World Cyber Games, Electronic Sport World Cup, like CPL, the best events so far back in the days. Then I was a team captain.
How old were you?
Whenever I participated on the first World Cyber Games, I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I was like a team captain, coach, manager, and finally CEO of Navi, which is one of the most popular, one of the most successful esports team on the planet. This was my first success on this market. The second one appeared with making a very big thing called ESForce. We can say that I became a shareholder of ESForce in 2016, and we managed to build in 2 years the third biggest esports holding. Wow. By far, by revenue and by audience combined. And I think we developed a really powerful vehicle on Eastern European and CIS markets. And recently it was acquired by Mail.ru for more than $100 million. Cool. That was my second success, and the third success, the project of my life. The biggest one is a DreamTeam, which I'm working on right now. And briefly speaking, DreamTeam is infrastructure platform and payment gateway for esports and gaming.
So basically, you are a serial entrepreneur in the e-gaming industry.
That's
correct. You started
correct.
from the lower end. You started, as many kids do, play Counter-Strike, then become a champion, go to the World Championship, then you became a manager. So you basically formed the top world team, in Counter-Strike. They became #1 in the world. Then you set up a company, and then you sold out the company. So you know all the things from the, so you have like what they call down to top approach.
That's
so
correct.
Now you're on the top, and the toppest project, as far as I understand, the recent one, the DreamTeam. Can you please share more? We all saw this kind of video, but can you tell me why did you come up with this idea at all?
So it's coming from my grassroots, yeah. So like I can say that like 17 years of my life I've been facing numerous issues, numerous problems, and I can see that the esports market will be. I manage whenever we've been playing back in the days and we've been competing for, I don't know, the 30 cans of beers. So the kind of beer, we've been like saying, hey, esports, it will be the next big things, but we never imagined how big it can be. And right now I can assure you that in the end of the day, in the coming like 5 years, maybe 7, maybe 10 as maximum, esports will become the biggest sports on the planet. And all those issues, like imagine this industry, like a football, I don't know, like a basketball, hockey, yeah? They have established team management, all this media rights sale, sponsorship sale, but nothing like this in esports. Yeah, esports is like we are facing numerous issues which never been fixed. Yeah.
So basically you're replicating what the infrastructure that were existing for many years in the traditional sports, and you identify those gaps and try to make a platform that unites and brings together all those pieces into one piece, right?
Yeah, we can say it's quite simple. We are not developing something like a rocket science. It's not a rocket science. We're using an existing sports model, analyzing esports as a market and combining them. And what we can say that DreamTeam is bringing professionals like players, coaches, analysts, managers, agencies, whoever, to combine it, like connecting them with teams, tournaments, and businesses, like sponsors, advertisers, and
so basically,
platforms.
if you want to have a big story like a unicorn company, you have to create an ecosystem. Today it's a business of ecosystems. Amazon has one, App Store has one, Android market has one. So you are building, as far as I understand, an ecosystem for the e-gaming industry.
We are building, it's on the one hand, it's in ecosystem, but we can say it's infrastructure for existing ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
So we can say there are players, there are teams, there are tournaments, there are live broadcasting studios. We don't want to build any of those. Yeah, I've been owning those, we've been doing those, and we are building the infrastructure, like the platform all of them can use.
Okay, let's imagine, I know that you already started and you already have a working beta. You have already 250,000 users and it's joining every month, like more and more on a weekly basis. But my question is, imagine that everything is, all your plans are being executed. What's going to be the dream team in 5 years, let's say?
I think definitely it will take a while, yeah, so like I think 5 years is something that we have in our head to get these things done. But I think in our head we can see DreamTeam as an industry leader, and we've been calculating and we've been looking around, and we see that we are really building an ecosystem worth $50 billion, and we can say that all this monetary transaction between all of these parties, we can see that DreamTeam is bringing mass adoption to esports. And it will be in the center of all kind of competitive games or gaming in general, and for sure like a #1 platform for esports and gamers.
Great. So this is a big vision. How about the reality? So you are in a beta, right? What beta is? Like what is the status of the platform at the moment?
So for now we are starting with the basic recruitment tools. Yeah, so we can say that's the core thing that's like in esports is recruitment, analytics, and management. That's the thing we want to bring. Whenever you have all those three things, you want to monetize your skill, your team, whatever, and then where this like connection with business coming in. So as for now, we kind of developed from 10 to 15% of overall features that we have. We're already reaching almost 500,000 users on the platform. We completed our first token sale phase in December and reached 6 million hard cap. Moving to the second one in April, starting like in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, and we are only few projects from the ISO that have a working product, the running product, especially with such track record. I think we are the only one on the market.
Wow.
And recently, the most important part, acquire and where we get an investments from one of the biggest.
That was my question. Mangrove Capital, like I was amazed because like I'm coming from traditional internet commerce world. Mangrove for me is like sort of like iconic investor, like everyone dreams about having it on board. But esports, like I checked out their portfolio, I don't see like that this is like kind of their first experience. Why do you think it kind of worked out? Like what was the main reason for that?
You're completely right. That's on the Mangrove side, they've been thinking about investing in a different kind of projects on the esports field because they don't have them in portfolio. But they understood this is a fast-growing, the booming industry, and they need to get in. And they choose the DreamTeam, I think, by combining of our product team and the efforts that we already bring in, like our experience on the market. And from our point of view, I think it's a strategic investors with a very in-depth knowledge and thinking of this market, like SAS, Payment Gateway. They're very well known about it. And in the end of the day, I think it's just a first step over here, and we already got a couple of more requests right after for investing. We already got like much more prior to this.
Because they are role model in the venture capital industry. So my question now then, usually traditionally there are two ways to get money. Normal way, like traditional way, is a venture capital way, and then ICO way, the new one, right? Like looks like you are actually as far as I know, the first ever company that makes ICO and the normal venture way in all together. Like, do you think that the Mangrove being on board, is it like a smart money or it's just money?
Oh, I think I've been in their office in Luxembourg and I spent like 4 hours with these guys, and I think I understood much more than for the 6 months of developing this stuff. Yeah, so like they bring in much more value than just the rest of the money. Yeah, so like we got a lot of offers for just an investment, but we reject all of them. It's about like 30 companies in general. Yeah, and we choose Mangrove because of the track record, the history, their experience, knowledge. So I think it's a win-win situation.
Okay, let's imagine the situation like another big VC comes in, like Sequoia Capital, for example, and they come and ask, hey guys, we see like it's an interesting project and we want to invest in exchange for equity. Would you agree or not?
I think we have Mangrove on board. We need to consult with them already.
So now back to phase 2. You already raised $6 million worth of hard cap for first phase. Why? By the way, why did you decide to make it in 2 phases? Why not just like open an ICO and collect all the money at one together?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think the main idea behind it, whenever we want to, the ICO world is pretty new one. Yeah, and people are not experienced over here, and we are not that experienced. Yeah, so we can say that the first phase is try out. Do people like an idea? Will they invest? Do they really care about the project or about the values we are bringing? And if it turns that we, for example, didn't raise the money or didn't raise the hard cap, yeah, we didn't raise the soft cap, for example, we can say, hey, the proof of concept failed, and we can like just say, no more ICO, so we can go
this was a pilot basically for you to understand the proper financing strategy. All right, so you proved the concept. Now you're going to the next phase, which is going to be how much money you hope to raise?
I think for now it's 39 million.
39
million. It's
million.
really, I think it's a high cap, but something we're aiming for.
How would you spend this money? Like, what do you need them for?
The core, that's the dream on the DreamTeam. We are spending, we think, about 35 to 40% on marketing. About 7 to 10% on the administrative cost, like legal finances, all this stuff. The huge chunk of the money raised is going to be spent for R&D. Yeah, so basically development of the product.
Developing the platform.
We already like about 60 people working.
How many games do you support so far?
So far it's 1. We are releasing the second one, League of Legends. The first was Counter-Strike. We are releasing League of Legends in 1 week.
Do you already have a profile on DreamTeam yourself?
Yes,
Maybe some people can follow you.
Sure.
What's your profile
It's like Zero Gravity. It's my nickname. You can type it and search.
Okay, Zero Gravity. All right. So once you raise the money, you already have a team. Team is very experienced. You already know, like, you're well-known name in this industry. You got like very reputable VC on board. Is it like what's the biggest challenge in all of those? Like, is it like R&D challenge, or maybe it's like a business challenge to get all those businesses sign up with agreements with you, or is it like what is the biggest?
Yeah,
one?
I think the biggest challenge, as all the platforms have on the esports, to get an ultimate amount of users. To get this snowball rolling.
How many users do you think that? What would you consider huge success after 1 year? How many users?
We are aiming to reach about 4 million users.
4
in 12
million
months.
users.
Yeah, so like till the end of 2018. But I think even starting from 2.5, 3 million, it will be like a snowball. Yeah, so like you cannot stop it.
Can you tell me more about tokenomics? Basically, like, are users somehow related to tokens and usage of the tokens? Like, can you briefly tell about this model?
Tokens are the one and only currency for all the transactions on the platform. So we can say that the token economy is pretty much coming out from traditional business. The first, it's SAS, it's a freemium model. So people will pay for boosters or premium accounts on the one hand. On another one, all smart contracts that we have on the platform will be salary for team that team is paying to the players, transfer market, whenever transfer buying, selling players. For example, in Navi, we are buying and selling players worth like 2, 3, 4, 500,000 per one player. Yes, wow. Like, and there is no database.
So basically, it's an internal currency for the whole ecosystem. And if I invest on the April 12th, right? So I invest my money, I get some bonuses for my tokens. How do I make sure? So, like, as an investor, from investor's point of view, I need to make sure that the tokens will be the course exchange rate of the tokens will be going up, right? It is only because of the shortage of the supply. How do you make sure, like, that my tokens will be actually going up?
So yeah, let me finish a little bit previous one and then roll the second one. Is both connected. Yeah, so like we can say that's all the premium, all the account, all the smart contracts that we have a small fee, the tiny fee. It's about from 1 to 5% out of any contracts. Will be sponsorship payment, media rights sales, advertisement, whatever. Right. So, and in the end of the day, all the transactions will require the tokens, which supply is limited as far as you can say. That's completely right. We are willing, for sure, we want to support token economy, and we would love to, we are right now building together with our partners, we're building a payment gateway to purchase tokens directly from the stock markets and sell them to users from the platform. So we can say we'll be one of the first projects in the world who can complete it. Yeah,
so basically, like, normally when people who invested already in some ICOs, if those ICOs do not list their tokens on exchanges, basically you are kind of locked up. So how do you want to solve this? Maybe you got already some agreements with some exchanges or plan it in the near future.
So with exchanges, it's complicated, because right now it's getting more tough, month after month. But we already negotiating with a couple of the top 10 exchanges. And I hope like 45 days, as we mentioned, after the token sale will end, we will list our tokens on exchanges. And so far, DreamTeam token is a utility token according to our lawyers and our legal advice from Lesserman, Watkins and Cooley, which are most respectable lawyers in the ICO space. So I think in the end of the day, it won't be such a problem.
Cool. So basically, the whole idea is like I invest into tokens, I get the bonus, I wait for a couple of months to get them listed. If I'm a short-term investor, do I have some lockup? Like, can I sell them immediately or I should wait? What's your advice?
I was thinking we don't have any kind of lockup period for investors or for any kind of on the pre-sale with a bigger check, some of the smaller. I'm not an investment or financial advisor, so I cannot give you any kind of advice whenever you want to sell it, buy it. It's up to your projections, your own projections, how big you can think this platform can go, and also your intuition whenever you can feel, whenever you can keep it, sell it, or change it. It's up to you.
All right, but if I'm an investor, what can I do personally on my investment level if I'm playing long? If I believe in big vision, I believe that this is going to be the next biggest infrastructure for esports, all the sponsors and all things that you described. And I want to help this to grow as a normal shareholder would do, right? What can I do on a personal level to make it happen?
So the first and the foremost, invest on the token sale, Yes, like to support basically development, marketing, everything that we have. On a second, do not flush your tokens from day one. Try to keep it as much as you can and then see how it goes. Because we really do think that's on the mid-run, This amazing project, and on the mid-run we can outscale almost any kind of project on the market.
So maybe I can register with the Dream Team. I can play, I can use some tokens to get, I mean, you know, like to popularize, tell my friends, you know, like bring people, more people.
Sure, sure.
So basically the strategy is to bring more people to the platform, right?
The more people we have, the bigger economy is inside of the platform, the bigger token economy, the higher token return.
Oh,
so
cool.
it's all things are connected.
So guys, I propose to have like a little 1-minute break while we will start reading your questions, and maybe Alexander, you know, like we'll start answering them. Stay with us.
Competition is in our nature. The deeply rooted desire to be among the best was always essential for survival. In our digital age, the focus of competition is shifting to esports. That is, playing video games professionally. Today, esports is one of the fastest growing markets, attracting over 1 billion gamers in the next 5 years. Esports is a step away from becoming the #1 sport of the future. But what's stopping it? Insecurity and fraud. Non-payments and lack of security are a key concern, even on a professional level, more so for amateurs. Market fragmentation. There is no single point of entry to the market, which makes it hard to sign sponsorship contracts, sell media rights, or do any business in esports at all. No business tools. Millions of gamers are struggling without tools for creating teams, recruiting players, or otherwise managing and monetizing their evolution. DreamTeam, an infrastructure platform and payment gateway for esports and gaming that can solve all the existing problems and help esports become the #1 sport of the future by providing a secure payment gateway to provide full security of all transactions, prize money payouts, players' salaries and transfers, sponsorship and advertising deals or media rights sales, everything based on smart contracts, an all-in-one network to connect all of the market players under one roof and act as an entry point for esports and competitive gaming. A way of bringing esports to the masses by providing all necessary tools for esports mass adoption to ultimately unlock a $50 billion market. DreamTeam Token is the one and only intra-currency for all financial transactions, sponsorship and advertisement payments, player salaries or transfers, prize money payouts, media rights sales, or any other services. DreamTeam Beta is live. Over 300,000 users registered in just 3 months, and Phase 1 token sale was successfully completed in December, raising $6 million hard cap. Join the DreamTeam Token Sale Phase 2 to invest in the #1 sports of the future.
Hey guys, thank you for staying with us, and we start the section Ask Me Anything with Alexander Kokhanovsky, and we start with the most important question. The user with the nickname altagames.com is asking, Alex, are you taller than Klitschko?
Taller than Klitschko, okay. I'm taller than Vladimir, but not that tall as Vitaly.
Okay, so once we sorted it out, Dota 2. To edit, is it like only technical question, or you need to sign some agreements with the publishers? Like, what's the process?
The sweetest thing over here, it's like we don't need to sign any kind of agreements with publisher. We just need to get the API, and our core developer team should work for like, I don't know, 1 month, 1.5 months to make it happen.
All right, very good. So now some question about World of Warcraft. Is it like an agenda? Is it going to be like summer, autumn?
With World of Warcraft, I think it's a little bit difficult because it's a completely different game with so many skill sets, with so many items and general flow. There's so many things that need to be added. So I think it was in our roadmap, but only in 2019.
All right, very good. So Matthew Nielsen, he's asking about D-Market. You're co-founder of this project and it's already in exchange. How is it going so far?
I think the market is going really good. Some people cashed out 10 times than the token sales on the first day of exchange rate.
You know, like I lost my 400 bitcoins on my hard drive, so I would better invest in D-Market in that case.
Yeah.
High Zero Gravity, congrats with the deal. My question, first question, how many staff members you currently have? So let's ask. And who are they, like the developers versus non-developers?
Yeah, I think we have about 55 to 60 people right now. We are growing about 5-7 people, about 5-7 people a month. I think
Do
this,
all of them are working in-house, or they can work remotely as well?
it's all full-time employees.
Yeah.
We also have a part-time, about from 5 to 10 on the
Yeah.
different areas. And I can say that's out of those numbers, about 65% of developers.
All right. And he's asking also like the question, do you plan to open any offices in Europe or North America?
So as for now, our CDO, he's from LA. We hired him, he has been working in Sony Pictures in Crackle department. So we are starting from Q2, it's like early May. We are starting to work on our office in Santa Monica, which will open, I think, early Q3.
Okay, very good. So another question about upcoming partnership with the professional teams. So how do you plan to sign them up? What kind of things do you need to prepare to actually make it happen?
From our standpoint of view, professional teams are the core for our platform. We're already working with a couple of those, like Navi and SK Gaming, and we'll sign one more in second quarter. From a perspective of long run, for sure we want to connect as many professional teams as possible, and I think we will develop our list in next quarter as well.
Cool. Elysius Josephs, he's asking, any ambassadorship programs do you plan in the future to actually help to promote the platform and decrease dramatically, I think, customer acquisition costs?
With ambassadors, I think it's really a wise solution, but we'll kind of thinking about an ambassador not for the Dream Team, but for a specific game on the Dream Team. Yes, like ambassador of Dream Team Dota 2. Yeah,
Right.
and this like we are choosing one core player like Dandy, for example, who can tell people that tell gamers about the Dream Team,
Right.
tell how good we are, what we are doing. So that's something is our plan.
You've got so many pieces like of this ecosystem and the platform. Do you think that it's is it wise to write and develop them all together, or it's maybe for some time you can plug in some external systems to actually speed it up the whole development? Like for example, ambassadorship program. I believe that there are plenty of services that you can have, you know, like just plug them in and start, you know, tracking.
I think we are making about 70 or 80% of the features that want in-house. Yeah, because we know how to make them much more better than any other solution on the market. From 15 to 20%, that's something we are right now, even right now, working to connect through third-party platforms using their API. So I think we are choosing the most efficient way in terms of costs and time spent.
All right. Sounds smart. Andrew is asking, will player salaries always stick to D token value? I mean, if D token value gets higher or lower, then the player salary will also scale accordingly?
So people can choose whenever they want to receive a salary in Dream Team tokens or in fiat currency. Whenever in a Dream Team token, it's really simple. You're signing a smart contract and you're get them in the end of the day.
So it doesn't depend on the exchange rate if I choose
Yeah,
tokens.
you choose token. If
Right.
it's on a fiat currency, anyway will proceed tokens on a backend. So this transaction will require the tokens, but in the end of the day, you will receive a fiat currency. So if you get paid like $1,000 a week, you will get your $1,000 a week. That's our problem, how to make it happen, but we're already working on a solution.
Don't you think that there's a potential risk of having those regulation, like when you need to transfer tokens into fiat currency and pay some guys in some country which is kind of, you know, restricting the cryptocurrencies and so on? Like, how are you going to solve this?
I think it's the one non-solution that we have, it's stock exchanges. Yeah, like the crypto trading platforms, they are providing a possibility to trade any kind of, I don't know, like will be Dream Team token to Bitcoin, then Bitcoin to fiat. Here we go. Yeah, and then people can cash out. So there are some restrictions if you do it directly, but if you do it indirectly using other parties and third-party gateways, it's not our problem.
Yeah, that makes sense in that case. Okay, what would you consider like top successful result by the end of this year? What would should happen with Dream Team?
I think we're working on a couple of things which are core, is like our core business KPI thing. First one is, as I said, is like 4 million users. That's the amount of people want to reach by the end of the day. It's 4 million users registered on Dream Team. Second one, start the monetization with smart contracts, premium accounts, and boosters to already generate the revenue, so we can plug it into the stock exchange and make our user buy or sell tokens from stock exchange. The third one, I think, complete our office transition in LA, and the fourth, start to generate revenue in general. So like we have like some sort of business KPI, financial KPIs as well, and the costs as well. So like keep those costs as efficient as possible and try to generate as much revenue as we can.
Since you already have Counter-Strike integrated into the platform, I know that there's a big business where people are trading those suitcases with, you know, like second-hand achievements and badges. My son also always asks money from me to buy some, you know, virtual stuff. So do you think that you can organize, is this a plan also to have this exchange market inside the platform?
No, I think it's not. We're already working, like our one of other projects I'm involved with D-Market. It's a virtual items marketplace, so that's how we want to integrate D-Market.
So D-Market is going to be integrated into the platform.
It will be an API, the shop that people can buy or sell, trade items from a DreamTeam, not leaving the platform. So
yeah, but Andrew asking, but still means that internal economy will heavily rely on D token value and other cryptocurrencies values on the market at any given moment. Is that true?
That's completely correct, because whenever you're investing in crypto, right now it's like a high flotation rate.
Yeah.
But the higher amount of the payments we have on the platform, if it will be like, then the higher demand of the token will be.
Right.
So I think whenever you're buying a Bitcoin or, I don't know, almost any other currency except of Ethereum, there is no use cases for this one. But for the DreamTeam with the ICO, there is a use case whenever this token is a part of the business. So the higher the turnover, the more stable token is.
Okay. Do you have any long-term plans to work with regular currencies, and or that's out of question for now?
So we will use regular currencies. People can chip in, top up their balance, but for any transaction, they will require tokens.
So token is a native way to exchange all the things around the platform.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, and you just like use any kind of
you can
other
use
currencies
any
to
finance
exchange.
currency. You can use even Bitcoin to top up your account, whatever. But for transactions on the platform, you need to use token.
All right. Sounds very good. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
and
you.
I think, like, guys, if you have any other questions, do not hesitate to write down your comments. Someone from the Dream Team, maybe Alexander himself. Don't forget to follow Zero Gravity as a user. And don't forget to join on our next phase, on second phase of pre-sale. Where you can join, and hopefully we all make so much money as we did, or some other people, not myself, for now.
You lost your 400 Bitcoin.
With the other one, the other project. So, guys, thank you for being with us, and take care. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.